Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I discuss the debacle that is Meghan Markle. In this episode, I want to talk about this Vanity Fair article. Now, I have done a full episode on the whole article. I walk through every single word in this 8,000 word essay. But in this episode, I want to just focus on the top three bombshells because this is huge. They've gone absolutely savage on these two, and I'm just loving it. So, first of all, let's just take a look. This is the article I'm referring to. Look at this ridiculous picture of them there on the left. Inside Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's big business ambitions 5 years after their royal exit. Ensconced in their cozy Montecito mansion, the Sussexes are living the American dream. By all accounts, the love is real, but their foray into moguldom has not always been a smooth ride. No, it hasn't. Has it an appeal? So let's have a look. The first bombshell that comes out in this article is Meghan Markle bullying reports resurface again. Can you believe it? This is not going away, Meghan Markle. You are done ski. But this time it's coming from Spotify and people that worked on her podcast, Archetypes, or if you prefer, Swipes. I certainly prefer Swipe, so I'll be going with that one for the purpose of this article. The source, because they've spoken to proper people, okay, this is full of credible sources. The source who worked in media projects says Meghan's own relationships with employees tended to follow a familiar pattern. She would be warm and effusive at the beginning, engendering an atmosphere of professional camaraderie. When something went poorly, often due to Meghan and Harry's own demands, such as a teaser for Arsewipes being released 5 months before the show premiered and before there was any tape to promote, Meghan would become cold and withholding toward the person she perceived to be responsible. The source says it was really, really, really awful, very painful, because she's constantly playing checkers. I'm not even going to say chess, but she's just very aware of where everybody is on her board. And when you are not in, you are to be thrown to the wolves at any given moment. Oh my goodness. In practice, they say that manifested as undermining. It's talking behind your back, it's gnawing at your sense of self. Really like mean girls, teenager. Oh my goodness. Maria had a different experience with Meghan. She is just a lovely, genuine person. Okay, but it gets worse. The person who worked in media projects read stories in the tabloids about Meghan bullying palace aides and couldn't imagine such behaviour actually happened. After working with her, though, oh my goodness, this person realized, oh, any given Tuesday, this happened. Wow. While it beggars belief that Meghan actually shouted at a palace aide, as has been reported, a person who interacted with her professionally says you can be yelled at even if somebody doesn't raise their voice. It's funny that people don't differentiate between the energy of being yelled at and literally somebody screaming at you. Two sources say a colleague with ties to Arsewipes took a leave of absence after working on 3 episodes, then left Gimlet altogether. Gimlet is the company that had to come in at the dying hour to help Arsewipes get off the ground because Archwell Productions are useless. Several others described taking extended breaks from work to escape scrutiny, exiting their job, or undergoing long term therapy after working with Meghan. Oh my goodness. She's putting people in therapy. That is how bad she treats people. The person who interacted professionally with her says, I think if Meghan acknowledged her own shortcomings or personal contributions to situations, rather than staying trapped in a victim narrative, her perception might be better. They added with a soggy laugh of a pleb rendering judgment on the Duchess of Sussex. But who am I to criticise Meghan Markle? She's doing great. Oh, wow. Wow. So, Meghan Markle is 100% bullying people. She is putting people into long term therapy. All right. And yeah, so this has come up so many times now. How is she going to get out of this? Oh my goodness, this is insane. All right, let's just take a breather because the next bombshell, which we've heard a little bit about, but this one just dives a little bit deeper, is that they are not liked by Montecito residents. Shock horror. Okay, Natalie Portman, Jeff Bridges, John Carradine, Kirk and Michael Douglas, Jonathan Winters, Gwyneth Paltrow, Adam Levine, Jimmy Connors, TC Boyle, Leonardo DiCaprio, Neil Young, and Daryl Hannah, Michael Keaton, and of course Oprah, are among the many celebrities who have peacefully coexisted with other locals in Montecito, an unincorporated part of Santa Barbara County. When a Montecitans labradoodle ran up to a child and licked their ice cream, the kid's father, Scott Disick, ran up to the pet owner with concern, not because he was upset that the cone was ruined, but to reassure the person that the ice cream was vegan and it wouldn't upset the dog's stomach. Okay. So there are people that fit in really nicely in Montecito. That's what all of that really just means. Katy Perry has, per usual, had some legal real estate issues, and Ellen DeGeneres has become unpopular for her behaviour, but also for her immaculate, usually off market flips that have supposedly driven house prices up. I think everyone, including the A-list celebs, would prefer that it's not on the map like it is, the Montecitan says. It's a place where no one would ever bother a famous person beyond saying hello at the coffee shop as they would to anyone else. One resident says Montecito's defining characteristics are quiet and neighbourliness. The prince and the starlet, as the Montecitan calls her, have become local villains. Oh my goodness. He does not like them. Or they, she, I don't know who this person is. According to several people, this is more than one person who spoke with Vanity Fair. They attribute the increase in housing prices to them as much as DeGeneres, or they don't like Ellen. Well, she's gone now, and point to out of towners coming in, driving too fast, and taking up all the street parking by local trails, like the one Meghan was photographed hiking on while Harry was in the UK for Charles's coronation. You can't just walk into Lucky's for dinner anymore. While the Montecitan says neither he nor his friends have ever met the couple, two others mentioned Harry biking in town. They popped up in the video for DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi's vow renewal, and the Montecitans saw photos of Harry playing polo at a nearby field, which will also be featured in blah 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 polo. American Riviera Orchard, which on Instagram has a logo styled with a royal looking crest and written in Meghan's perfect, sorry, that's why did they say that? Perfect calligraphy, and is known internally as ARO, is located in Montecito. Though an 1898 book, who's getting this book out, published by the Southern Pacific Company's rail line states the Montecito is known as the American Riviera, today that honour is understood to belong to Santa Barbara. No one Vanity Fair spoke with had ever heard Montecito referred to by the name. It's such a kind of hucksterism, one resident says. It's just finding every way she can, oh, they don't like her, to monetize something, and in doing so, bringing more attention to the place where the Sussexes say they want to be left alone. I still think they're the most entitled, disingenuous people on the planet, the Montecitan says. They moved away from England to get away from the scrutiny of the press, and all they do is try and get in the press in the United States. Louis says the most common criticism she hears about Meghan, though she notes it's true of Harry as well, is you can't cherry pick the good parts and leave out the bad parts of fame. Good point. However, she points out all celebrities do this. Don't take photos of me. Oh, but here, let me step out conveniently and get papped. Only give me good reviews of my movie or my album. And if you don't like my music, I'm going to post on Instagram that you're so shitty as a reviewer. Okay. Residents don't like them. They don't like the attention that she's drawn to the area. They're bringing people in that they don't like. It's getting noisy. People are taking up the parking, whatever. They don't like them. They want them out. Let's go with that. They need to move. All right. Last but not least, this bombshell. This is, there are more questions than answers to this one. Are you ready? Meghan Markle has shopped around a post divorce tell all book. Oh my goodness. A few years ago, a rumor began circulating around the book world about another prospective project for Meghan. This story, which a person with knowledge confirms the broad details of, was that Meghan's team had a conversation with a publishing house to gauge interest in the idea for a potential book. The concept, for which there was no written or formal proposal, was post divorce. Not a general book on life after marital dissolution or one about Meghan's past experience about Trevor Engelson. This book, this notion of a book, really, might center on post Harry divorce. Oh, she's busted. She's busted talking to publishers about a book. Oh my goodness. Not that there was actually one in the works. Can you imagine this conversation? Just, oh, if this priory divorce ever came to be, would this publisher theoretically be interested in a book that took place in its aftermath? Oh my goodness. Another source with knowledge says if that's true to any degree, she would have been approached and not vice versa. I don't know what that really means. That's just a throwaway comment. No offer was ever made and no manuscript was produced. After all, there was no divorce. But look at that. Meghan Markle has been completely outed here. Was Harry aware of this? Did Harry know that this happened? Because we all know he's got paranoia. Because now these two are done. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are finished. That relationship can't continue. She's been talking to people about publishing a book, about their divorce. I mean, I can't even get past that. That is insane. So, guys, that is the top 3 bombshells from this Vanity Fair article. It is only January, and this is insane. So, thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. Keep watching this channel for more updates on the debacle that is Meghan Markle. Bye.